passing in and around the Inter Miami defenders. Now drawing a dangerous set piece here for the New York Red Bulls.
Little bit after as well on John Tolkien. Stepped on by David Ruiz. Miami has been vulnerable off set pieces in MLS play, but we also saw it in Leagues Cup play. They allowed 5 goals, 5 non-penalty goals off set pieces in 7 games in Leagues Cup, the most of any team in the tournament. New York goes quick. Amaya floating, back post. Miller heads it away. Harper and Gomez chasing after it. Cameron Harper now serving it in. Again, it's Miller, but it's New York's first corner of the night.
Carlos Cornell has come about 80 yards from his goal to have a conversation with Omir Fernandez and Frankie Amaya. He must be seeing something with their defensive structure, and maybe it's Frankie Amaya is defending too deep. Fernandez can push a little bit higher. But interesting to see what setup he saw and what tactical switch is going to be made.
Tolkien serves it in. Miami gets it clear. Harper knocks it down. Campana playing it first time forward. Edelman rises up, doesn't get it clear though. Ruiz, Arroyo. Old Argentinian youth international. Previous career with Colón in Argentina. Signed on July 29th, debuted as a sub against Cincinnati in the Open Cup. Ended up going 62 minutes because that game went to extra time. He had an interesting quote when arriving in Miami and asked about himself as a player. He said, "I don't identify with Leo. I identify with Neymar. I'm an aggressive midfielder, always moving forward." He said Leo is the idol of all Argentines. But as a player, he would compare himself to the Brazilian Neymar.
It's a good thing his residence just changed to Miami, Florida. I'm not sure any Argentine should say that.
I think he waited until the visa came through.
I can promise you one thing, Messi's going to be in his ear about that one. Nah, he's good friends with Neymar. Everyone on Twitter is going to tell me otherwise right now. I'm just surprised that the line of confrontation from the New York Red Bulls is not as high.
They said they weren't going to compromise their principles at all. Troy was saying very adamant about focusing on themselves and doing what they do. As Reyes looked like he brought down Campana. Alan Chapman lets that play on. Too far for Farias. Saying New York's head coach did talk about the first 15-20 minutes of this match. Pointed out Cincinnati in the Open Cup and Nashville in the Leagues Cup final as teams that handled that well, that set the tone. He said other teams, maybe they weren't as engaged. Maybe they were a little bit distracted by the spectacle. Boom, all of a sudden down a goal. Early goals had been the staple of Inter Miami in the Lionel Messi era. So far, New York, with Messi and Busquets on the bench, have managed to avoid one to this point. Here is Luquinhas. Can New York score first? Luquinhas into Arroyo. for another corner.
Well, the most difficult part for the New York Red Bulls in 2023 is putting the ball in the back of the net. All three designated players combine only 3 goals, 2 assists. And yet the underlying metrics will tell you they create a ton of chances.
Amaya floating it in. Campana heads it away. Now the Red Bulls have scored just 23 goals so far this season. That's 4th fewest in MLS. Oh, that is a strong, violent challenge from Aviles. It's a yellow card, and it's a really dangerous set piece upcoming for the Red Bulls.
Well, Laquinhas does a wonderful job of just getting Aviles off balance, diving in, top of the 18. He's saying he got the ball, but it doesn't matter. He still goes through that left leg of Laquinhas. What a dangerous set piece here for the New York Red Bulls.
The Red Bulls scored their lone goal last week against DC. On a free kick from a similar area. John Tolkien went around the wall and into the near post. Can the 21-year-old left back do it again? U.S. international, member of the Gold Cup squad this summer, an all-star for the first time this summer.
But last week against DC United, Tyler Miller of DC United didn't set up the wall right. Drake Callender's done so here.
Here is John Tolkien. It's into the wall this time. Tolkien, one of several homegrown players on this New York Red Bulls team, the youngest team in Major League Soccer by average age of starting 11s so far. That is their ethos, that is their plan. Bring players through the academy, bring them to the first team. A club that in the past, Thierry Henry, Rafa Marquez, Lothar Matthäus going way back when they were known as the Metro Stars. Different type of organization at this point.
Well, think about it. We have Mike Pecky on our 360 countdown show, and that's when it all started. Thierry Henry, Rafa Marquez, Tim Cahill, Supporter Shield. Then it went on to Bradley Wright Phillips, Sasha Klushton, Jesse Marsh. 13 straight years making the playoffs, and yet I think Red Bull fans would agree with me. It's just lacking that little bit of edge. But it's not a system thing. They create a ton of chances. It's just this version of this New York Red Bulls team, too many square pegs and round holes right now.
Let's go down pitch side. Katie Witham, who is hearing from the Red Bulls bench.
Moments ago, Taylor mentioned he's surprised that New York's line isn't being held higher. Well, from what I've heard from the bench, they're surprised that it's not higher, too. In fact, everything I'm hearing is energy up, keep the pressure up. Lots of reminders coming from their head coach to hold that line higher. When they lose possession, they want immediate pressure. At times, it seems they feel like they're a step or two behind right now, guys.
Yeah, I see it, Katie. I can see it. I think Carlos Coronel, that's exactly why he came up, to relay the message to both Frankie Amaya and Omir Fernandez. If Katie's hearing that on the side, and I'm seeing it from up here, Jake, already just being, they're now not playing the game, they're playing the moment. And
Right.
Messi and Busquets aren't even on the field.
And look, Troy Lesesne was aware of that possibility coming into this game. He told us, we don't want to come out of this game, take a loss, and feel like we were passive, we weren't ourselves. He said that would be the biggest letdown of all. And he said, I think the group would be disappointed in me as a leader if that were what were to happen. So the messaging was certainly to be themselves heading into this game, as Drew Yearwood is called for a foul. Maybe 20, now 23 minutes in, hasn't quite been up to what Troy Lesesne would have wanted from his
The staples of the Red Bull system around the world, no matter where you are, is immediately when the ball turns over, can you put pressure on them? Can you turn them over? And then when you do, how quickly can you go forward? It's going to be under 7 seconds is their fundamental thought. Tonight we've seen a much more pragmatic approach, and yet they've been so dominant at home since 2010 in this building.
It's been a fortress, and that coincides with that playoff streak. 13 seasons in a row, the longest streak in MLS history, is an active streak. Below the playoff line, now work to do to make it 14. Luquinhas trying to get around Taylor. Luquinhas to the back post. Nobody there for New York.
Well, there's going to be growing pains with some of these young players for Inter Miami. And Alvarez is going through that on a yellow, so now he's not providing the cover for Taylor in behind. He's kind of stuck in no man's land. Immediately when this ball is played out, Arroyo's coming over, asking for a little bit more commitment from Alvarez in those defensive one-on-one moments. They got to get Robert Taylor going forward a little bit more, defending too deep. Luquinhas doing a good job of forcing Robert Taylor to defend first and attack second.
Nice layoff from Gomez to Taylor. Allen to Jordi Alba, who will come forward. David Ruiz misplays it. Cameron Harper starting a 12th straight at right back. Spent 4 seasons with Celtic, mostly in their academy. Former U.S. international, turned down a scholarship to play at UCLA, play college ball to go join Celtic's academy. Now back in the U.S. with the Red Bulls and having his most sustained success in his 3rd season as a week in, week out starter at right back. Tolkien tried to float it to Amaya. It's given away. Ruiz. Jordi Alba. Facundo Farias. Gets away from Reyes at the byline, and then Reyes does enough to see it out for a goal kick.
Fantastic defending here from Reyes. Just sliding over, understanding the space where he is. Farias has real pace, he's dynamic, good with both feet. It's never been about the potential for Reyes. It's always been about, can he be, for an entire season, the real leader on the back line. I think Troy Lesesne and the New York Red Bulls will tell you they found themselves a center back.
Formerly of Inter Miami, spent 2020 with Inter Miami. Came to New York the next year. An investigation found he should have been designated. A designated player was not. Inter Miami. Also for Blaise Matuidi, sent under sanctions. And Reyes and the Red Bulls back line, and Sean Nealis will have another set piece to deal with.
Yeah, but great work there from Diego Gomez. What's the confusion here? Is he given a throw-in?
Yeah, it looked like it was.
So there's no foul on the tackle from Nealis. He's saying it's a throw-in, and yet I think Gomez is the one that kicked the ball out of bounds.
It'll be an Inter Miami throw in the end. Taylor into Gomez. Arroyo. Gomez. A lot of room now. And there is a player down in the corner as a ton of confusion continuing on the pitch at Red Bull Arena. Alan Chapman, I believe, called a foul, and this now will be a set piece for Inter Miami.
Well, the studs were shown from Amaya, right? So he's coming through. I think the frustration is the play before that, whether or not it was a foul or not from Nealis on Gomez, but that one, I don't think there's any argument.
I think Miami also wouldn't have been upset to play advantage in that moment, but they're going to get a set piece out of this in the end.
So it was Robert Taylor on the other side with an in-swinging ball. Here it is, left-footed from Noah Allen.
19-year-old Noah Allen into a dangerous spot and eventually sent wide.
I don't mind this ball here. Just drive it low and hard on that near post. Facundo Farias getting near post. Arroyo, Kamal Miller, Campana just attacking the goal in front of Cornell. You have to remind the viewers, though, the New York Red Bulls have only given up this year 62 shots on goal.
The fewest of any team in MLS.
That's an unbelievable number. That's in what, 24 games?
Just over 2 a game, 2.5.
The problem is they're not scoring goals on the other end to make use of that.
4th fewest goals scored in MLS, and the 4th best goals against average in the league, and that's why they're still in it, and they're only 3 points below the playoff line. Campana, Jordi Alba into space for David Ruiz. It's a 3-on-3 if Miami go quick enough. Ruiz doesn't get it right, trying to play Campana through.
Yeah, but that's the next evolution for Ruiz and where he is. He's got to make the right pass in the right moment. Those are things that Busquets has been working with him. Tata Martino, very mobile, good sense into space, but he's got to make the right ball in the right time.
Manuel, nobody on the back post again from New York, and the offside flag then comes up.
Manuel in his 2nd year from Brazil. That is extremely close. If that had turned into anything, I'm not sure Manuel's in an offside position. But last year in 360 minutes, he scored 2 goals. This year in 1,100 minutes, he's got 2 goals. Goals hard to come by for their number 9 up front.
Out of his box to head it forward to midfield. Harper cutting inside. Frankie Amaya. Yearwood, Edelman. Amaya steps away from Campana, back to Tolkien.
See, the thing is, they do have young players that can possess the ball in Amaya and Edelman. And so if they want to possess the ball a little bit more, albeit it's against their DNA and really who they are, they've got a couple young players that can do so.
Luquinhas' flag was down, and it did stay down. And Luquinhas couldn't get on the end of it. It's out for a goal kick.
What a great run this is from Luquinhas, because if you're going to play a high line and try to make it congested, see, Luquinhas in an offside position in that one. Manuel was not in the previous play. But good idea from Nealis, your 2 center backs of the New York Red Bulls. Trying to play through Inter Miami can be tough at times. Why not play over the top? Good ball forward from Nealis.
Luquinhas, a designated player, attacker for New York, just 1 goal, 1 assist this year. Goals have been hard to come by for the Red Bulls. Luquinhas does really well, though, to win it back.
Campana's got to give Inter Miami a little bit more. I know he's coming off 120 minutes in the U.S. Open Cup semifinal, but Tata Martino begging for him to be a little bit more proactive with some of the direct play from either Robert Taylor or Aviles.
Edelman is fouled.
We want Messi.
Getting a little antsy, aren't they? There he is, Lionel Messi, as Joseph Martinez gives him a little smile. The other Inter Miami reserves begin warming up. Will we see them tonight? Will they make their Major League Soccer regular season debuts? Sold out Red Bull Arena. Yearwood battling with Taylor, or rather with Aviles. Now it's Taylor who will just dump it forward. Nealis towards Edelman. Gomez on it. Reyes sends it back. Luquinhas. Still Luquinhas. Promising for New York. Through for Yearwood. Yearwood cuts it back. Oh, it's missed. A sitter for Omer Fernandez. And he puts it wide.
That tells you exactly how 2023 has gone for the New York Red Bulls. Great ball forward from Luquinhas coming inside. Manuel comes near post. It pulls the defenders away. That has to be a goal at this level. Omer Fernandez and about the 26,000 plus in this building. Should be 1-0 New York Red Bulls.
Pressure from New York. Callender gets it forward to Harper. Harper, Amaya. Edelman tries to get it back to Amaya. Arroyo breaks it up. Campana. Barrios might be through. Reyes chasing. All over him. And foul, free kick won by Miami.
At one point, Reyes was the next upcoming Jamison Olave, the big, strong, physical center back that's smart, that can defend an open space. Inter Miami were raving about Reyes, but they had to move on from him. How about that recovery run? Fernando Farias was by him by a step or two. Now the touch takes him away from it. Just fantastic open field defending from Reyes. You'll see now it's Jordi Alba. I was surprised to see Noah Allen take the first one.
Big spot for a 19-year-old. Now the more experienced cultured left foot of Jordi Alba floating it in. Coronel punching it clear. Taylor. Here is Noah Allen. Gomez settles, scores! Messi loves it from the bench. The 20-year-old Diego Gomez with his first goal in pink, and Inter Miami take the lead in New York.
The composure here from Robert Taylor. Cornell deals with the first ball in. The second phase of defending a set piece. Deliver it wide. Everybody from the New York Rebels worried about pushing the line forward, but forgetting about the space behind them. Diego Gomez, first touch, second one in the back of the net. No Lionel Messi, no Busquets, no problem. Inter Miami 1, New York Red Bulls 0.
Martino, Inter Miami's manager, gives Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets a rest, starting them on the bench for the first time since July 21st. Does not matter. Inter Miami, for an 8th time in their last 9 games, score first. Now Gomez into the middle, they're looking for a second. Jordi Alba. Patient as they send it back to the center backs. Now Robert Taylor. Allen, Alba trying to get behind Cameron Harper. Edelman misplayed it. to Taylor. Finally, Red Bulls move towards calendar. Now Taylor trying to get around Tolkien to throw for New York. Amaya loses it. Allen coming forward. Miami have numbers. Noah Allen straight up the middle. A little bit wide. Now in towards Campana. Campana settles, tries to turn. And it's right at Coronel in the end.
Well, Campana turning something out of nothing there. Allen has to play Farias in a better spot. He gets in that spot. Now it takes him too wide. But how about Campana here? Just pulling the defender in a bad spot. Good touch here. Massive 2 goals in the Open Cup semifinal. It's been a quiet first half tonight. Yet Inter Miami lead 1-0.
He did not score in Leagues Cup. Started the Leagues Cup opener, then off the bench in the next 6. Started in the Open Cup on Wednesday in the semifinal of brace, including one at the death of regulation to send it to extra time. Gets the start again tonight with Joseph Martinez beginning on the bench. Tolkien. Fernandez. Edelman behind Harper. Tolkien drifted over to the right side. New York lose it, win it right back.
Yeah, but see, that's better. That's how New York Red Bulls play. You lose the ball, immediately put pressure, turn them over, now regain it and try to get forward.
Luquinhas isolated with Robert Taylor. Luquinhas. Fernandez off of Ruiz. Shouts for a handball. Alan Chapman gives it. Penalty for New York.
Well, the debate here is where's the right arm of Ruiz? It's in his body, but he will turn his body, and the indication is that he moves the right shoulder into the play. That's what the referee sees. So when this ball is striked here, does he come into it? That's a difficult one. That is extremely difficult. For me, that's not a handball. One, it's really close with the proximity to the shot being taken. Two, the arm's in a natural position. Does he turn? Yes. Does he maybe make a flinch into it? Is it clear and obvious not a handball? That's what VAR is going to have to determine here. But with the nuance of the handball laws, that's a tough look for me because I don't think Ruiz really makes an indication in a play with his right arm. For me, this is not a penalty.
Alan Chapman is going to the monitor. The video assistant referee, Jeff Gamble, calling Alan Chapman to the monitor for a video review. And I think Jeff Gamble, Taylor, probably seeing the same thing in Atlanta in the video review headquarters that you're seeing here.
I mean, what we don't even know is this ball may have hit him in the side, not even into the arm. But I think turning that quickly, I think that's difficult.
Quick check from Alan Chapman. No penalty after video review.
But this is why from the moment it was introduced, I was a fan of VAR.
It was quick, it was efficient, and the call in the end, the correct one.
Exactly. Give me the correct call. Now, the debate is always going to be, if it's clear and obvious, it shouldn't take longer than 30 seconds. And all of us watching the beautiful game around the world have seen many instances where it has, but that's why VAR was introduced, because that initial call from Alan Chapman was the wrong one and the right call's made. Now the question is, this should be a corner, no?
New York is at the least asking for the ball.
Well, no. If the ball is shot off of Ruiz, where did the ball end up going?
It didn't go out for
it didn't
a
go
corner.
out.
Yeah. And New York says we should get the ball back. And Drake Callender dumps it forward. Doesn't quite seed it back to New York. David Ruiz was initially shown a yellow card by Alan Chapman for what he thought was the handball. That was rescinded after the video review. Two-time MLS Referee of the Year in 2017 and 2019, Alan Chapman. Miami was offside. There will be a minimum 2 minutes of added time in this first half.
First half stoppage 45 minutes, my man, but finally we hear the Red Bull crowd.
It had been Messi, the chants that were audible for the beginning of this half, for most of this half, and the Let's Go Red Bulls chants now strike up in first half stoppage time, which will begin with the Red Bulls corner.
The set piece is still an issue for Inter Miami. Big reason why Campana's in here, so now Taylor and Campana will defend that near post.
Drake Callender talked to us pretty openly before the Leagues Cup final about the fact that they're not an overly big team. Campana gives them more of that than if it's Joseph Martinez starting up top. The corner played short. Yearwood.
Oh, good defending.
Campana, the striker, putting in the defensive work and out for a throw.
This Miami team is in last place of Major League Soccer. No Messi, no Busquets. And they have looked completely confident and comfortable with their new surroundings and the new players and the new system. Unbeaten in their last 8, and yet in the MLS regular season, they're winless in their last 11.
Long throw from John Tolkien, flicked on and handled by Drake Callender. Is it a Messi effect that even when he's not in the game, and Busquets effect that's rubbing up? Is it Tata Martino? There are 4 players starting today that weren't on their roster a month ago when Jordi Alba and the 3 young guys from South America. Why do they still look so much better with Messi and Busquets on the bench?
I'll take D, all the above.
Yeah.
All the above.
All of the above, a positive first half for Inter Miami. Diego Gomez's first goal for Miami, the lone one of this half. And despite Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets beginning this game on the bench, Inter Miami lead at halftime 1-0. Katie Witham with New York head coach Troy Lesane.
Troy, what was your assessment of your side's first 45, and what do you have to change in the second?
Yeah, I thought we could play with a little bit more composure. I think we gave the ball away a little bit too easily, and when we pressed and we were together, I thought we disrupted their play, but we have to improve in both those areas if we're going to come back in this game.
Appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
کافی است نشانه ها را دنبال کنی. پشت این پنجره زندگی جریان دارد. وینتک پنجره 1.
Ronaldinho to Messi. Will he get that first goal for Barcelona? Remember the name, Lionel Messi. At the age of 17 scores his first goal for Barcelona.
Pressiona, també pressiona Messi. Embolic dins l'àrea, Messi, gol, gol, gol.
Messi. What will he do? Gets it onto his left foot. Every goal's a gem for Barcelona.
Problemas también ahora para Ronaldinho, el centro sobre la llegada en la banda de Oleguero. Vamos a ver Van Bommel, el remate cruzado, la Fuente, el balón rechazado y gol.
Here is Messi leading the charge. Ronaldinho draws defenders on a great save, but swept in.
The big centre-back means that Barcelona could go on to win this comfortably. Here's Messi. And it's 2 in the second half of the season. Great pass from Ronaldinho. Messi! Wonderful. Simply wonderful.
On this tie, Barcelona still needs 2 goals to advance through to the semis. Could they get one here? Yeah, they got it back.
Eto, bouncing ball is awkward for Betis at the back. Referee will play advantage here. It's Messi. And still, Lionel Messi. Surely now.
Just watch this attack now because it's that man Messi.
Lionel Messi! Oh, you wouldn't believe it! What a finish!
Tevez, Crespo, Tevez, Messi, Messi! What a finish! What a move!
Iniesta, encara Iniesta amb la pilota, és molt bona ara l'acció d'Iniesta, Iniesta des enrere cap a Messi, Messi dins l'àrea, pot xutar Messi, gol, 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 gol.
Causing a problem for Ricardo and his defenders, it's Messi!
Пока в атаке каталонский клуб. Месси уходит в центр. Неплохо. Деку здорово играет на месте. Удар 1-1.
Between Eto and Messi. Oh, here's a great chance for Messi. It's 1-1. Ronaldinho leads the charge. Eto, Ronaldinho. Stopped by Casillas, blasted in by Messi! Plenty of time for an equaliser for Barcelona. That's what Lionel Messi has in mind. Messi takes everybody on. Messi has got it! This is the game that is going to be remembered as the Lionel Messi match. 19 years of age, he gets a hat-trick.
Just enjoys it so much, doesn't he? You can see that the way he plays. Now that's good play.
I think we're entitled to make a fuss because he's got such talent. They couldn't get near him.
Busca una passata per Ronaldinho, no hi arriba Coloccini. Déu-n'hi-do Ronaldinho, li ha fet un barretes, però la passada és per Messi, pot marcar Messi!
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is! Have you seen a better goal than that anywhere? Into the feet of Messi. Great control again! And what more can you say about this boy?
Para Xavi, Messi por el centro, Ronaldinho, que bien se ha ido Messi, Messi buscando la frontal, puede buscar a Eto'o, Eto'o dentro del área, Eto'o devuelve, Messi, golazo del Fútbol Club Barcelona.
Qué gol.
Ronaldinho atrás para Gio, el desmarque largo de Messi, va a llegar Messi, va a hacer el 1 contra 1, ahí va Messi, Pichu, gol del Barcelona.
A ver, Lionel, pone el 2-2, va el zurdo, Messi, gol. Insiste la Argentina con Pared, viene el cuarto y lo canto. ¡Gol!
Leo Messi buscando a Eto'o, la baja Eto'o dentro del área, Eto'o la saca a la banda, ahí va Zambrota, atención al balón. Johnson para Deco, aguantó ahora bien Deco, frontal del área Deco, la saca para Messi, Messi, gol.
I think the way the ball was sitting up could so easily have just lobbed it over his head into the unguarded net.
Here's Messi, thinks about the shot, and why not? It's brilliant. Eto turning Cesar Navas, and it's going to be a fourth.
Riquelme again. Oh, it's a fantastic ball through Messi.
Oh, it may open up here for Argentina. It's Messi!
Dentro tiene Iniesta, Iniesta recibe en el pico del área, que bien se va Iniesta, la saca Leo Messi, gol. Henry, el toque para Lío, está el Barça, Messi, gol.
and it's going to be Gaudi like. He's a genius. This is a genius. Henry, Messi, magical!
Oh, goodness.
That was a rather clumsy foul on the edge of the area. Force to Messi! They don't need the free kick when they've got Lionel Messi.
Much better teams than them would struggle against Barcelona in this form. Here's Messi, easily past the challenge. Messi, brilliant!
Such a fine run again from Henry, squares it back, and there's goal number 2.
Henry, Messi, Ronaldinho, Messi. Wonderful. The tantalizing trident does it again.
Vamos a ver lo que hace Tevez ahí ante Fichero, tiene que jugar atrás Messi, Messi que dispara, ¡gol!
Con la pierna izquierda llama Messi, gol.
Low centre of gravity again, just drifts past players, doesn't he?
They're taking it quickly, and Messi's on the charge! Oh, what a fabulous goal!
Bueno, pues el propio Messi, el que tiene la posibilidad de transformar la pena máxima, gol.
Steps up, hits it, and into the back of the net. Barcelona 2-1 up. Deco's found space and looks for Lionel Messi. Brilliant move, brilliant goal. To them, Eto'o. Oh, it's fallen to Lionel Messi. Real danger here, and Messi gives Barcelona the lead for the first time in the tie.
Messi, Xavi, Messi, brilliant! Inside the first 5 minutes for Barca. Successfully slotted home by Lionel Messi.
Toca el Kun para Messi, queda perfilado de derecha, tiene que arrancar para el otro lado, ahí va, pero ya le cierra el camino Torrado y sigue Messi, y jugó la pelota para Maxi, Maxi para Julio Cruz, de zurda en el jardinero y viene Messi, gol.
Con el número 10, con la pierna izquierda, el lanzamiento de Messi, gol.
Recorta, la puede jugar de nuevo con Iniesta, llega Iniesta, línea de fondo, pase atrás. La pelota para Boyan. Atención que todavía no ha hecho ninguna de las suyas Boyan. Qué dejada para Xavi. Qué golazo.
A late twist in the tail. You never doubted him.
Atención a Boyan, prepara el centro, Boyan por abajo. ¡Vamos! ¡Leo! ¡La pifió Piatov! Xavi puede abrir para Leo. Leo que va a interior. ¡Vamos, Leo, Leo, Leo! ¡Golazo del Barcelona!
Oh, and it's in. They make further progress, but still the pressure on. It's Messi.
Daniel Alves, il n'y a pas de hors-jeu. Et puis Messi tout seul et l'ouverture du score.
Not a particularly good clearance. Barcelona can punish them, and they have.
La tiene Henry. Buena acción para Messi. El disparo de Messi. ¡Gol! Marco.
It's all a ploy. In by the back door. What a wonderful goal.
Mano, ¿no? Sí. La ha señalado rápido, claro. ¡Vamos! ¡El tercero!
Oh, good header forward by Xavi. Onto it here is Lionel Messi. Wonderful finish.
Disappointing the way the player going forward. Look at this on Messi again. He's through.
Lovely way to pass from Hleb. Brilliant. Absolutely superb.
One-on-one with Cannavaro. Squares it to Messi. Messi can finish off Real Madrid. Messi! Goal! I get the feeling that Real Madrid's season has ended here.
Toca per Leo Messi, a veure què fa l'argentí, la paret entre Alves i Messi, que bé, Messi pot marcar, gol! Leo, que colpejarà amb el peu esquerre, Messi, gol!
Sí, com ho acaben fent la majoria de camps de la primera.
Messi, gol!
Goes to Lionel Messi. Messi goes for it!
Bandaya kade, ni tampaliyade.
Sir, thanks for giving me lifetime moment.
Payamil kannode otingi velayade.
For Messi, and still irresistible, simply irresistible. In by Henry, and the header off the bar. Messi on the rebound. Eto'o able to pick out Xavi. Brilliantly taken by Messi. Is there nothing this young man isn't capable of?
And finding Messi. Messi on the move. Lionel Messi! Mesmerizing.
Messi. Great feat by Messi. Brilliant by Messi! Magical by Messi!
Mallorca have won their last 3 league games by the scoreline of 1-0, but they're going to be punished here by Messi.
Todos los penaltis el Barça. Ahí viene Messi, Gorka, Messi, gol, 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 gol.
Middle of the afternoon, leaving Malaga Airport at noon. They'll fly back after the game.
Back again to the Manchester United man. A great footballer. Wonderful.
Eto'o, Messi, passes it in. Lionel Messi. Thierry Henry, wonderful burst of pace and another goal.
Good ball into Eto'o, and running off him is Xavi. Excellent from Barcelona. Messi on the turn, looking for the room, finds the room and finds the corner. Here's Iniesta. Digging into his bag of tricks, linking beautifully with Messi. And Barcelona have the lead.
Rob, you know you can't rest on the laurels, and he's in. Oh, you can't. This could be a killer goal. Lionel Messi takes his time and walks it in. Messi. Xavi dances with defenders. Lionel Messi. It's humiliating for Real Madrid. It's heaven for Barcelona. A genius at work.
Gambada Toquero. Mira, fe jugada interior para Eto'o. Gorka. Salta Messi. Gol, 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 gol.
Cristiano con Ronaldo no hace la cobertura defensiva, busca el envío. ¡Messi! ¡Gol! ¡Señores, esto es la perfección!
Balón de Xavi, Ibrahimovic, Messi. Ojo a Messi dentro del área, sigue Messi, vaya el regate de Messi, Iraito, Messi, gol del Barça. Golpea Messi, gol del Barcelona.
Busquets, who's found Xavi, and here's Messi! 2-0. Oh, it's neatly done. Here's Iniesta. Dani Alves looking to finish with a flourish, and they have.
Villarreal. Lovely play again from Barcelona. Xavi to Messi. The time dances way through. Fabulous goal. What a genius. Lionel Messi. Well, the referee says you've got the ball, so play on, and Xavi does to Messi. Now Messi has them backing up. Edge of the penalty area. Here's Messi. Oh, wow. The man is just an absolute football genius.
Iniesta, now it comes to Messi, glides inside, pulls back the trigger. Iniesta, great ball, Messi, back on the score sheet.
Messi from the spots, wraps it up for Barcelona.
Que el Barça no tiene pegada, bueno, que estuvo muy cerca del récord de goles. Espérate, de Tosa la temporada pasada, del Madrid de Tosa. ¡Ahí chuta Messi! ¡Gol!
کافی است نشانه ها را دنبال کنی. دریچه‌ای از قلبی به قلب دیگر وجود دارد. درست مثل یک پنجره. وینتک پنجره یک.
Red Bulls in their third kits, the freestyle kits. Miami in all pink. Immediately, Tom Barlow trying to make an impact after coming into the match. Luquinhas now. Miller defends it well. Taylor tries to send it forward. Still maybe there for New York. Edelman. Over to John Tolkien. New York will be
slightly uncharacteristically patient in this moment as Luquinhas is not fouled. Alan Chapman says play on. Red Bulls win it right back though. Amaya to Tolkien. Aviles steps in. Arroyo knocks it forward. Campana flicking it on. Farias chasing Reyes, who goes back to Coronel. Campana pressuring Coronel, who gets it away. Taylor, the two changes for New York. Barlow, Stroud on, Manuel Yearwood off. What does that do to change the Red Bulls?
I think energy. I think more proactive than reactive. Too much of that was from the New York Red Bulls. Barlow's going to run. He's going to put pressure on the back line of Inter Miami.
Already making an impact. Fernandez. They just don't get it right. A microcosm of this season for the Red Bulls attack.
But look at the energy. Already Barlow, Stroud, New York Red Bulls looking completely different than the first 45.
Cameron Harper over Barlow. Callender will catch.
That's why I was as perplexed as anyone in that first 45. If there's one thing that the New York Red Bulls are going to do is be on the front foot, go for it. Knowing that this man's going to turn the heads of everyone in the building in the second half. But the first 45, they looked like a deer in headlights, and there was no reason to be that because the system is bigger than any part of this 11 and of this roster. Much better start to this second half from Troy Lesesne and the New York Red Bulls.
And they will see whether out of the corner of their collective eye, Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets up to warm up as this second half gets underway. He's only come off the bench once for Inter Miami. It was on his debut against Cruz Azul. Has started 7 in a row since.
He looked tired against Cincinnati.
Can you blame him?
So did Busquets. No, absolutely not. And so I feel for the fans that are in this building that have paid their hard-earned money to see this. But the truth of it is Miami has to protect him sometimes from himself. Even though Tata Martino will tell me there's only one player in his life that tells him when he plays and when he doesn't. He's wearing number 10 tonight in pink.
He's earned that.
But you got to be smart. You got to recognize what the entire project is. Here you are in the 49th minute. You've got a 1-goal lead on the road. So far, so good from Inter Miami. But there's about 26 of the 28,000 in the building right now screaming, "We want Messi."
Cameron Harper into the middle. Miller sends it back behind his own goal, and it will be a corner for the Red Bulls in the 50th minute.
So much better from the New York Red Bulls on the front foot. We've seen more from Harper. We've seen more from the two subs and Barlow and Stroud than anything we saw in the first half. And yet they keep getting it wrong at the worst times. Omer Fernandez easily should have a goal and assist in 50 minutes.
Instead, it's Diego Gomez, the lone goal of this match for Miami, who lead 1-0. Tolkien takes the Red Bulls corner. It was a dangerous ball, and he'll get to do it again.
Miami just doesn't look sure of themselves defending set pieces. Campana and Kamal Miller, the most important players in this moment.
Tolkien this time to the back post. Callender pushing it over. Great save by Drake Callender off the head of Omer Fernandez.
It's a great idea from John Tolkien. He saw Campana and Kamal Miller move to the near post, so deliver it to the back post. Great header here. Little touch from Drake Callender. Again, coming up huge on Omer Fernandez.
He was spectacular in Leagues Cup, Drake Callender. Goalkeeper of the tournament. Picking up that form in MLS play as Tolkien again sends it in. Clearance only as far as Harper. Campana knocks it down. Farias back to Arroyo. Knocks it forward. Edelman there for New York. Stroud winning it back for the Red Bulls. Daniel Edelman, the captain of the U.S. Under-20 team at the Under-20 World Cup in Argentina this year. Fernandez gets away from Allen, and then Arroyo takes that away clean. Noah Allen stepping away from Edelman. Furious.
How good is that from Noah Allen? Tired legs on Jordi Alba. He's going to have to put in the work on this left side, providing that cover and balance, but then can it be an outlet out of that pressure? The pressure really causing problems for Miami at the start of this second half.
Let's go down to the pitch. Katie with him.
Well, Taylor, you just mentioned tired legs on Jordi Alba, and that's exactly what Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets had to admit to their manager, Tata Martino. Heavy legs. That's why they started on the bench. It's been interesting being on the sideline, watching those two guys in particular in the first half on the bench, glued to the action, sitting on the edge. It looked painful for them not to be on the field, itching to be in, and the biggest smile on Lionel Messi's face as he stood up and ran down, or walked at a faster pace to start warming up. The reception he got, and while he's been down there warming, guys, every minute he can, he is in on this action on the field.
Now, there is no doubt he is engaged. He is happy. He said so himself in many interviews a week and a half ago. And you know he is most happy on the pitch. Someone who does not like to sit on the bench. Luquinhas now for New York. From distance, Callender will make the save on Daniel Edelman.
Well, New York Red Bull fans are wondering, why didn't this start at 7:39 Eastern time tonight? On the front foot, put pressure on a tired team, on a squad that's been rotated, unsure of themselves collectively at times. This is the New York Red Bulls I expected to see in the first half. Now we've got it at the beginning of the second half. Miami looking a little uncomfortable early on here.
Is it imperative, essential, that New York get a goal before Lionel Messi comes into this game?
The obvious answer is yes. I don't know if Messi's coming into this game unless New York Red Bulls ask a few more questions of this back line. Drake Callender has to make a few more saves. I think Tata Martino's in this predicament. Do I play Messi for 20-plus minutes tonight, or do I let the game dictate whether or not I play him? Either way, the New York Red Bulls play the game. You're down 1-0. Get the next goal. Otherwise, this one's out of hand. I just hope the 28,000 in this building didn't hear me say he may not play.
They'd be pretty upset with your line as the chance of "we want Messi" continue from Red Bull Arena. Campana gets it wrong, trying to find Gomez. Luquinhas still going, and Alan Chapman finally brings it back for the foul.
You know, the more I watch Luquinhas, I'm just curious why he doesn't play more in the middle. There's a dynamism to him that's hard to replicate with anyone else with the New York Red Bulls. And when you play him wide left, he favors his right foot. I get that, so he's coming inside. Why not play him almost as a second forward underneath?
He was the midfielder of the season in Poland in the 2020-2021 year. Calendar year for that league. I mean, certainly as a player with the big ability in the attack. The Red Bulls continue to ask questions of Miami.
Harper's done a good job in this second half of trying to force Jordi Alba to defend. It's now pushed Kamal Miller wide left, providing that cover and balance. We've seen very little from Tolkien getting forward, but Harper in this second half having a huge impact on the attack of the New York Red Bulls.
Again, the Red Bulls win it right back. Stroud is brought down. Alan Chapman says play on. Miami trying to find Campana behind. Reyes is able to get it away in the end, and Edelman helps it forward. Fernandez chesting it over to Barlow. Robert Taylor read that well. Sent forward towards Tolkien. Aviles there. Oh, what a tackle from John Tolkien. Can New York take advantage? Tolkien floating it in. Allen heading it away only as far as Luquinhas. Edelman clipping it towards Barlow. Barlow, what a save! Drake Callender! He does it again for Inter Miami. And now the break on. Jordi Alba, big ball forward. Farias with Campana in the middle. Campana the back heel. Jordi Alba keeps it in play momentarily. And out for a goal kick.
What a big-time save that was from Drake Callender, but the New York Red Bulls are all over Inter Miami at the moment. And Tata Martino and his staff looking at that, seeing that. And to my surprise, DeAndre Yedlin, Sergio Busquets, Lionel Messi are being brought all over from all indications to come into this game.
Farias, the step over, rather it's Gomez the step over, brought down. Alan Chapman says play on. Well, we will see Lionel Messi in New York tonight in the bright lights, the biggest city in the United States, just across the river from Manhattan, from Times Square. Lionel Messi set to make his Major League Soccer regular season debut. Cameron Harper for New York. Cutting it back away from Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba does well to recover and allow Noah Allen to sweep it forward. Amaya. Tolkien. Tolkien to the back post. Jordi Alba concedes the corner.
It's truly amazing. Cruz Azul, all indications were 15, 20 minutes. How many minutes did he play?
Yeah, it was about this much. Actually, more that night. I think it was 34 in the end.
Tonight, all indications were 10 to 15. Yep. Busquets barely even trained yesterday, if at all.
You said it. He makes the decision, doesn't he?
Well, and I think Tata knows that New York's all over him, so he's bringing in three of his most veteran players.
Tolkien's corner bounces around, out for a goal kick. And for the second time in his Inter Miami career, Lionel Messi will come on as a substitute. So the first three Inter Miami changes, Sergio Busquets, DeAndre Yedlin, and Lionel Messi come on for Leonardo Campana, David Ruiz, and Robert Taylor. Normally after substitutions, Taylor, I ask you, how does this change the game? I don't think I need to ask that tonight.
No, you don't. But I will point out something. The right leg of DeAndre Yedlin is really taped and strapped. There's a right sleeve on that leg. Busquets had real tired legs in the last 35, 40 minutes of that Open Cup semifinal against Cincinnati. I think the Red Bulls and their high pressure could cause issues there. And I think it was smart from Tata Martino to say, you know what, take Campana off, Messi comes on, just be a threat and a reason to keep that defense accountable.
Luquinhas sends it over. There's DeAndre Yedlin, who had started 8 in a row since July 21st, since the beginning of Leagues Cup. He was one of 4 players to do so. Kamal Miller and Drake Callender, now the only players on Miami that have started all 9 matches since that Leagues Cup opener. Sergei Krivtsov, the other who had started 8, not even in the team today getting a rest, but Lionel Messi, 10 goals, 3 assists in 8 games. His scoring streak broken on Wednesday in the U.S. Open Cup semifinal. He just had 2 assists in that game to lead Miami. Now here he is on the ball in New York for the first time tonight. Reyes read that well. That is a corner. Noah Allen let it run out, but it came off a Miami player initially. First time Lionel Messi came off the bench for Miami against Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul actually scored pretty much right after Messi came on to make it 1-1. Can the Red Bulls do the same? Flicked on and then cleared. Not out of danger and just wide from Amaya.
Well, you can feel the energy of the building completely change. The expectation change, but some of that is because the New York Red Bulls have been on the front foot in this second half. Troy Lesesne and his staff going into that locker room, making sure that everyone understands the principles of who the New York Red Bulls are. That's being on the front foot, making Miami turn the ball over in their defensive third, and then immediately trying to find an opportunity off that play.
Miami has had 2 wonderful opportunities in this match. Homer Fernandez, basically a sitter that he put wide. Tom Barlow in on Drake Callender, who made a spectacular save. Miami, though, the 1 goal through Diego Gomez. It's been the story of New York's season, underperforming the chances they create. Over 8 fewer goals scored than their expected goal total on the year. The 3rd worst team at underperforming their expected goals in MLS this season. Harper gets around Jordi Alba. Callender catches.
And all of that is a way of saying what? They struggle in the final third.
Yep.
Final decision, final ball. Just lacking the composure, lacking the right touch. But that's where Troy Lesesne or any manager for that matter would say it's not the system. The players are being given opportunities, they're just not taking them.
So if it's not the system, it's the players? Is that the conclusion?
Absolutely, and that's on the front office and Red Bull Global to fix that situation. You've got to go out and find the right players for this system, because the system so far analytically has shown you that it's providing opportunities for success. I mean, Jake, you've only got 3 goals, 2 assists from your designated players combined.
Leading scorer, Frankie Amaya, 4 goals in MLS play. And he scored those 4 goals in the 5 MLS games before Leagues Cup. Their expected goals, their expected goals against. It makes for a team that's third best in MLS in expected goal differential. But they're just 21st of 29 heading into this weekend total points. It's been the problem for New York and Troy Lesesne this season. Here's somebody they hope can make a change in the goal scoring category. Corey Burke will come on for Frankie Amaya. It's a striker for a midfielder. Burke just 2 goals this year, 7 a year ago in Philadelphia.
Y eso es lo que le ha pedido Lesesne, que trate de sacar los centrales, que trate de mover a la línea de 3 para ver si el resto llega con mayor opción.
Leaves it for Messi, gets it over to Jordi Alba, back to Messi. Jordi Alba coming forward. Was looking for Messi, and Nealis was there for New York. The last time Lionel Messi came on as a sub in this building in Red Bull Arena was 11 months ago for Argentina in a friendly against Jamaica. He scored 2 goals off the bench. Argentina won 3-0.
Floating into those spaces that ask questions of any center back partnership. There's this conversation about Messi walking and all the analytics, but he's constantly moving. He's not running around with his head cut off. He's just constantly trying to put you in a bad spot. But the moment you get called ball watching, he's going the other way. Look at that goal in the Leagues Cup final against Nashville. For 34 seconds, he stood at midfield on the sideline next to Tata Martino. And 18 seconds later, he scores one of the best goals you'll ever see.
Here he is. Farias. Back heel towards Messi. Broken up by Harper. Arroyo on it. All that walking, it is intentional. It's done with a purpose.
Toddlers play the game, and they're always just little bunched up going around.
I do.
And then you watch those toddlers play, and there's always one player, he or she, hanging out, waiting for the ball to pop out. Messi's made one heck of a career doing that for 36 years, huh? 817 goals later.
Probably doing the same thing at Grandoli in his early days in Rosario. Jordi Alba. Back to Farias. There's space now for Miami. Behind Messi.
But in all seriousness, I don't say that jokingly. There is something to that. David Ruiz before the Leagues Cup final. What's the advice that Messi's given you since he's come here? He said, walk more. Walk more. The game will come to you. The ball will come to you.
You can see the game better, huh? Don't know if there's anybody that sees it better than Lionel Messi.
I'll tell you right now, walking did nothing for my career.
That wasn't a staple of your game, was it? Callender outside of his box for a second time tonight to head it forward.
Marquinhos draws the foul taken down by Busquets. The night on the bench. Came on in the 60th minute. Lionel Messi with Miami up 1-0. John Tolkien floats it into the box. Miller heads it away. Harper. Busquets knows where Messi is at all times. One touch to him now. Yedlin towards Farias. Heads it away. Harper. Busquets knows where Messi is at all times. One touch to him now. Yedlin towards Farias. Tolkien gets there first. Working Troy Lesane this season. Working Troy Lesane. Troy Lesane this.
El remate de Barlow y en la otra, en el primer tiempo, había fallado.
Está tirado en el césped, Antonella.
Diego Gómez, después de una falta de Harper, quien recordemos que está amonestado.
De los marcadores, Atlanta le está ganando.
To him now. Yedlin towards Farias. Tolkien gets there first.
De los marcadores, Atlanta le está ganando a Nashville, próximo rival de Inter Miami, 3-0.
Repítame, perdón.
3-0 Atlanta sobre Nashville.
Epa.
Charlotte 1, Los Ángeles Fútbol Club 1, Cincinnati 3, New York City Fútbol Club 0, Columbus 1, Toronto 0, DC United 0, Filadelfia 3, Montreal 0, New England Revolution 0, Orlando City 1, St. Louis 0, Dallas 0, Austin 0, Sporting Kansas City 1, San José Earthquakes 0. Más tarde Real Salt Lake Houston, Los Ángeles Galaxy frente a Chicago Fire y Portland, el equipo del señor Valeri, frente a Vancouver.
Alba por la izquierda, cinta rasante para buscar a Leo Messi. Buena anticipación ahí de Stroud, Peter Stroud. Omir Fernández que recibe el balón.
Todos los goles, toda la acción la pueden ver en MLS Season Pass. Así que, y al final de la jornada, repasar lo mejor de esta semana 28 de la MLS.
A ver, Antonella, otro cambio en New York Red Bulls.
Correcto, se prepara Jorge Cabezas, el colombiano delantero, quien viene de préstamo desde el Watford. Va a ser la cuarta variante del conjunto de Red Bulls.
Perfecto, Jorge Cabezas se viene a la cancha. Tira la pelota para el lado derecho. Harper. Yo tengo que ser sincero, Vizca, Diego, desde que lo mostraron a Harper en la primera mitad pensé que no terminaba el partido. Qué buen centro. Atención en el área. Se equivoca. Recuperación. Toca Red Bull. Sí, encontraron a Harper. Atrás. Con Reyes. Toma su tiempo, tranquilo, se viene el equipo neoyorquino tratando de abrir el candado defensivo que tiene la defensa de Inter Miami. ¡Qué equivocación de Edelman!
Mete un punto entonces que va a debutar. Va a salir el número 21 en el cuadro local, que es nada menos que Omir Fernández.
Y es el debut en la liga de Jorge Cabezas Hurtado. Usa su segundo apellido en la camiseta, el número 9 colombiano, hace su debut en la MLS.
Perfecto. Noche de debuts, ¿eh?
Sí, señor. Bueno, que estamos en el... En realidad, lo decía Diego, parece el vértice de la segunda parte de la temporada, pero es el último tercio de la temporada.
Sí, a ver, si esto termina de esta manera, nos quedan 14 por jugar todavía, Diego Vizca. 3 puntos de oro para Inter Miami. 3 puntos que se le escapan ahora al equipo neoyorquino.
Señor. Creo que los dos tienen que entender que falta mucho. Primero en el partido y segundo en la temporada. Miami vino con el objetivo de sumar, lo está consiguiendo y descargando de minutos a la gente más importante, a los más veteranos, a los que más esfuerzo habían hecho en este mes, diría, mágico que ha tenido el conjunto rosado.
Sí, y esta fue la primera buena salida de Inter Miami a la salida de un lateral donde Messi se tiró atrás.
Exacto, pero se tuvo que tirar Messi atrás.
Cambio de frente.
Olé. Gómez. Batalla con Reyes, la ganó el paraguayo. Ole, Jordi Alba. Levanta la cabeza, le pedía la pelota a Kremaski. El balón por la derecha para DeAndre Yedlin. Se le acerca Arroyo. Centro, ¿para quién? Para nadie. DeAndre Yedlin. El rebote con el ecuatoriano Arroyo. Ahora Busquets.
Ha cometido muy pocos errores Arroyo. Ha jugado bien, un jugador de...
Another change now for the Red.
No terminó.
No.
Es que Reyes te obliga, es muy un central.
Busquets into Gomez, as well defined Arroyo. Now Messi. Yedlin. Messi leaves for Busquets. Jordi Alba. Diego Gomez turns away from Reyes. Back to Jordi Alba. Oh, cuts around Hurtado. Switch to Yedlin, who has a ton of time. Yedlin, Kremaski tried to flick it on. Clearance only as far as Arroyo. Kremaski. Busquets. Burt took it away from behind momentarily, and then Miami back on it. Tries to get Burke behind. It comes off Allen. Callender, maybe being careful about using his hands, decides to head it out for a throw.
that's the thing Kamal Miller's got to be worried a little bit about. Is now Corey Burke's a completely different element to this Red Bull attack. So he's going to be vertical. He's good in the air. Both center backs now having to deal with both Barlow and Burke. So Noah Allen's going to be challenged. I wouldn't be shocked if Busquets maybe at times drops in a little deeper to defend. Because the last thing you want is Noah Allen trying to have to deal with a ball being whipped in with Burke or Barlow getting on the end of it.
Red Bulls will have a corner. They trail 1-0 in the 80th minute. Their 9th corner of the night. Both of these teams in the Eastern Conference playoff hunt. Tolkien floats it in. Miami able to head it clear. Messi does enough. Arroyo forward to Messi. Jordi Alba had to hold his run. Messi looking for Arroyo. Cornell outside of his area. Sends it forward and out for a throw. Well, both of these teams return to MLS action on Wednesday. The Red Bulls travel up to Foxborough to face the New England Revolution at 7:30 Eastern, and Inter Miami returns home for a rematch of the Leagues Cup Final versus Nashville SC. Get tickets to that match at MLSsoccer.com/tickets or watch both matches right here on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Busquets tries to play Messi through. It's broken up. This is the first of 12 regular season MLS matches for Inter Miami before the end of the year. They're 14 points from the playoff line in last place in the East entering this game. Unbeaten in 8 since Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets debuted in the Leagues Cup. It would be an improbable run to the playoffs. Certainly, though, not out of the question for this Miami team that has not been beat with Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets on the roster.
And especially with how many of those 12 are against Eastern Conference opponents?
Most of them.
9, right?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. So games like tonight become 6-pointers. I mean, the Red Bulls are 3 points out of a playoff spot. So that tying goal becomes massive for the New York Red Bulls. The problem is, what I'm saying is scoring goals, and that's the biggest issue for this New York Red Bulls team.
This is one of the teams that Inter Miami would have to jump over, in theory, to make the playoffs. For the Red Bulls, Miami is one of the teams they'd have to hold off while also rising up the table. A true 6-pointer tonight in the Eastern Conference playoff race. And thanks to Diego Gomez in the 37th minute before Messi and Busquets entered this game. It is Miami 1, it is Red Bulls 0, and Troy Lesesne trying to keep his team in it after an unforced error just gives it away for a throw. They have had their chances, have not been able to finish them, and it's been the story of New York's season, and it's been the story of this game tonight. Busquets able to get it over to Yedlin. Messi carrying forward. Still Messi. Tried to get it to Yedlin. Tolkien does well to break it up.
It's amazing how he still glides by defenders, isn't it?
His whole career, even at 36 years old, that change of speed. It's been unstoppable, right, for 2 decades.
But to do it since you were 17, to do it with all the pressure in the world of your country, your club, on your shoulders, to consistently be available. I mean, that's the one thing that when I talk about Messi and his career, in the games he has started throughout his entire career, he's only been subbed out of the game, Jake. Less
5 minutes plus stoppage time for New York to try to get something out of this game. Barlow gives it away. Robinson. Hurtado steps in. Steps on Robbie Robinson.
And it's Diego Gomez, the 37th minute the lone goal of this match. Yeah, I just love how Diego Gomez staying active, but this is more about the New York Rebels not understanding that the second phase of defending that set piece from Inter Miami, you got to push the line, but you got to pick up runners. Diego Gomez wide open with a composed finish.
Wiki Carmona on, Cameron Harper off the final change. Miller to Messi. Jordi Alba. Forward and around and away from Carmona, floating into the back post. An important touch from Coronel with Robinson lurking. Nealis. Hurtado. Busquets. Messi. Messi in his sweet spot. Chance to cross off of have a go yet. Draws a set piece. He'll have one now. Reyes. Edelman to Luquinhas.
How about the first ball here from
over to Carmona?
Ridiculous.
Around
Eyes on the back of his head.
Back over to Tolkien.
That's a difficult one there. I think Reyes gets the ball here. Now the question is he pulling the right arm right there is what the referee sees. Unnecessary from Reyes because he won the ball initially. 19 yards out. If you're Carlos Coronel, how many do you put on the wall here?
Can you put 10? 5 minutes plus stoppage time for New York to try to get something out of this game.
Honestly, I would have Nealis be on that post behind the wall.
Gives it away. Robinson. He's going to be in the wall. Steps in. Steps on. Robbie Robinson takes off his shoe and is called for the foul. Messi do it again to seal a first Major League Soccer regular season victory. Messi clipping it into the wall. The wall leaps and does its job. And prevents what at times has felt inevitable. Miller to Messi. Jordi Alba back to Yedlin. Forward and around and away from Carmona. Floating into the back post. An important touch from Coronel. Robinson lurking. Over to Jordi Alba. What a touch. Messi to his right. Keeps it on his left, of course. Busquets. Messi. Messi in his sweet spot. Chooses not to have a go yet. Draws a set piece. He'll have one now. He could not leave New York without a goal.
How about the first ball here from Busquets?
Number 11 in
ridiculous.
Miami.
Eyes on the back of his head.
Official Major League Soccer goal. Sealed.
That's a difficult one there. I think Reyes gets the ball here. Now the question is he pulled the right arm right there is what the referee sees. Unnecessary from Reyes because he won the ball initially. Around the free kicks that he scored in Leagues Cup. This is one of the most 19 ridiculous balls I've ever seen. If you're Carlos Coronel, how many do you put on the wall here?
The Red Bull defenders caught ball watching, worried about the ball in behind.
He's already scored 2 free kicks in
show.
8 games.
Pace of pass.
I mean, honestly, I would have Nealis be on that post behind the wall.
Messi in Leagues Cup put on a show, and in 35 minutes tonight, just gave New York City one of the best. New York City, one of the best goals you will ever see. What a privilege to call this man in Major League Soccer. My word.
He always delivers. He always gives the people what they want. In the Big Apple, the player for the big moment has another one. An important one tonight, an important one for Inter Miami in the playoff race. Can they come from 14 points below the playoff line with 12 games to go. Come back from that hole and make the playoffs. John Tolkien trying to make this interesting. Wins a corner. It will be very difficult for Inter Miami to do that. They will need to be almost perfect through their final 12 games. Starting tonight with their world superstar on the bench. Step 1 of 12 will be a success for Inter Miami.
He defies human nature. Anyone with a half a brain did not expect Lionel Messi to play tonight, let alone 35 minutes. When all indications, when reports from Tato Martino and his PR company saying highly doubtful, at 10 a.m. this morning, all the news outlets reported highly doubtful Lionel Messi makes his debut today in MLS, regular season. And yet that was one of the best goals I've ever seen.
There's nowhere where he is happier, it seems, than doing what he is doing now, playing this game that he loves.
I mean, this is a joke. Out of your screen, behind 5 defenders, is vision that nobody else sees. And everyone on New York was so surprised that he pulled it off, they forgot about tracking the run.
Robinson goes down. Alan Chapman says no penalty. What a moment. What a goal from Lionel Messi and Inter Miami.
I mean, the 2 assists he had the other night in Cincinnati showed his quality, showed his vision. 818 career goals, I get all that. But the 2 balls he delivered, one off his set piece, the other one in the final moments of that game to put it on top of Campana's head. But tonight, to see that run from Kremaski, that in and of itself is the definition of world class.
Messi does it. Miami does it. Their first match in Major League Soccer league play. Same result. Another win for Messi and Miami. 2-0 tonight over New York Red Bulls, thanks to Lionel Messi's first Major League Soccer goal.
Games played, 11 goals scored.
Not bad.
The leading goal scorer for Inter Miami in 2023 in all competitions is wearing number 10.
Magic. Brilliance. Pick your adjective. Your superlative. They all work. It is working for Inter Miami. Leagues Cup champions, U.S. Open Cup finalists, and now a little bit closer to that playoff line with 11 games to go in the regular season. We started tonight, Taylor, by asking the question, can Inter Miami make the playoffs? Does tonight change your answer?
No, the answer is absolutely 100% they can. Will they? Still a long way to go. But to do that, I think it's understated that Messi understands the full responsibility that all of these fans around the world come and see him, pay their hard-earned money for him to play a part in the game. He didn't start, but what's the old adage? It doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. That man put a bow on tonight.
Down on the pitch, Katie Witham is with Inter Miami's Noah.
کافی است نشانه ها را دنبال کنی.
Robinson leans, Busquets over to Jordi Alba, what a touch! Messi to his right. He keeps it on his left, of course. Oh, what a ball to Kamaski! Oh! And to Messi! He could not leave New York without a goal. Number 11 in Miami, and his first official Major League Soccer goal seals 3 points for Inter Miami.
Listen, I get the free kicks and all the drama around the free kicks that he scored in Leagues Cup. This is one of the most ridiculous balls I've ever seen. Look at that ball into Kramaski, and all the Red Bull defenders caught ball watching, worried about the ball in behind. Just an absolute show. Vision, pace of pass, continuously running, finishing the play off. Lionel Messi in Leagues Cup put on a show, and in 35 minutes tonight just gave New York City one of the best goals you will ever see. What a privilege to call this man in Major League Soccer. My word. In Leagues Cup put on a show, and in 35 minutes tonight just gave New York City one of the best goals.
And now a little bit closer to that playoff line with 11 games to go in the regular season. We started tonight, Taylor, by asking the question, can Inter Miami make the playoffs?
You saw his goal develop, the little pass to Kremoski through.
Messi, no